Hey guys, what's up? It's NihonTiger. There's a cow in the background. It's just stopped raining, and I thought I would show off something that I just finished up this morning. I do mean this morning. It's 4 a.m. as I'm recording this, so I've been at this for about an hour and 15 minutes. But I was catching up on my videos recently, and I noticed once again Mr. BDoubleO had a little bit of a query for us for part of his building with BoO castle he's working on. I've been following the progress of that. So he's got himself a small part that he's trying to work on as that cow so graciously walks into my picture. Hi, cow. Hi. But he has gotten himself a little bit of a wall that he's run into, pun completely intended. But basically, he was wondering if people out in the great world had any ideas for him, and of course, I happen to have one. So I've done in the past. What I've done in the past is, of course, this is his plaza, but what I've done in the past is come up with the idea that there should be a nice big green space out here. He's done a little bit of it. You can see there's some greenery out here. It's not all slabby like it used to be. I think it looks nice. I think that looks nice. There's lots of green. But if you look back here, it's all very beautiful, but it's also very wood. It's the colors are kind of all blending together a little bit. So I thought the best thing to do would once again be adding in a little bit of green space. And what I did with the wall is I kind of made it like a little secret garden. Yeah, it's pretty cool. So I kind of took a look at his wall and constructed it as best as I could remember from the video. I know he's got these supports like this going up. What I did was he's got them spaced two apart here. So what I just did with that is I took them and I made them into little arches, and they kind of ride along top of the wall here. And there's more arches over here. And the wall itself actually kind of goes, I'll show you real quick, it kind of goes up in height a little bit all the way up here until it reaches the outside wall, which I've done actually in a different pattern. I've done it kind of in an alternating pattern, going with cobble, stone slab, stone brick, and then back to cobble, stone slab, stone brick, and then actually I skipped one of the stone bricks. There should be stone slabs, there should be another stone slab in here, but this is fine. It can look a little odd every once in a while. You know, little things like that kind of catch your attention in a good way. So, kind of did this pattern here a little bit to break it up. I do think maybe we could put some mossy cobble in here, kind of break these large areas up a little bit. Of course, we have the mossy stone brick and the cracked stone brick to do that for these parts, and there's nothing for the stone slabs. They're just the way they are. I'm actually using a similar pattern on a project I'm working on right now on the main server I'm on for my Let's Play, so I'm using a similar pattern here, and I really like how it turned out. So I thought that I would bring that pattern over here because it's just a nice pattern to have. So as you can see, the exterior wall here is higher than the interior wall. The interior wall goes down to about 5 at its lowest, and it comes up to about 9 or 10, I think, at its highest, where it meets this wall. This wall starts at a where the interior wall gets to its high point, and it goes a little bit further up all the way here. It kind of rides along the mountainside here. You can see I've kind of brought that shape in without really doing too much on the mountain. I like how it kind of has this natural contour to it. It feels very natural to me as I'm looking at it, but other people may disagree, and that's obviously their opinion. Alright, so kind of contours all the way down here. And what's cool about the stone slabs is since you can put them on half blocks, you can kind of get this little bit of a little step down here and there, where you can create this this uneven look. And I think, yeah, like this uneven look here, like not necessarily here because that's full, but like here and over here, you get this kind of this gradual decline instead of like the sharp one block, one block, one block decline. I think that looks really nice because you can kind of mix and match how you want to do it. But kind of continues on here and it meets here where this wall actually ends. So you kind of have a part here where these walls kind of split apart, and then in the middle is where our garden is. Now I've added a few mossy stone bricks here just as a way to kind of break it up a little bit, and put some torches here for illumination. Plus I kind of like how they look at their spot here on the arches. I think it looks really nice. I've added some vines as well on the outside wall. Now the thing to remember with the vines is they're going to keep growing, so this is eventually all going to be vine cover. So if you want to keep this irregular pattern, you're going to have to upkeep it yourself. I learned that lesson when I built my pub, and now the vines are growing over the windows. So again, here, this is kind of like a little greenery space. Maybe I could put a fountain in here. This would be cool. Like, this would be a cool spot for a fountain or a statue. So if you want to put like a real small statue or a real small fountain here, I think this would be a nice spot to do it. Because you've kind of got that space over there where you've got the face fountain. I didn't build that because screw building that. I can't replicate how awesome that turned out. So, but this would be good for like a little small circular fountain, maybe like 2, 2, 2, 2, and then actually no, it'd have to be 3. You know, you have 3, you need 3, 3. That's like the smallest fountain you can make, and then you just have a 1 block going up in the fountain, source blocks on top. But just an idea. So you have some green space to play around with here. You can kind of make this a little bit of a park area if you want. And then the vines, again, continue down here. They've actually grown. I didn't put those vines there or there, so they've already grown a little bit in the short time I've been doing this. Again, the torches on the arches kind of go down. They kind of follow the contour of the outer wall. And here, inside here, you can see it's turned night, so you can see how it looks. I kind of lit a lot of it up, so you can get an idea of how it would look at night. But inside here, this is just kind of a small, I guess you could say like a battlement area, or like just a small, really small tower. I don't want it to be too big because I don't want this tower to interfere with the tree line here. So what I did was I put in just a nice contrasty floor with the spruce planks and the birch planks on the outside surrounding it, and it kind of creates this natural fit. It does look, it's not perfect actually, it's an oblong shape. You can see this is 2 here, 2.5, and then this goes back here, it's like 1.5, and this is 3. So it's not a perfect shape by any sort of standard. So I like that. I like that irregular shape. It kind of gives it more of a real feeling, because a lot of these buildings were built and they have these irregular little corners here. And here is just a small window with some stairs to kind of give it a little bit of an inset feel. And I did block off the river here and fill all of the space in here between 2 walls is filled in with dirt. So that's what you're wondering about. A few more vines here. Put some mushrooms down in the forest for some detail, along with some flowers and some grass. These bushes, these are actually jungle leaf blocks. I really like how they look as a bush because of the green spots on here. I think they really pop, and they look a lot different when compared to the oak leaves and the birch leaves. And you can see with the trees here, I went ahead and, let me see if I can get down here. But I went ahead and put 2 of the birch trees and 3 of the oak trees in here. And you can't really see this oak tree, this birch tree very well. But the reason I did all of that was to kind of, again, oh, I'm a little tired. But what I did was I kind of wanted it to look like a forest you would find out in the world. So of course forests have a few birch trees and a lot more oak trees, so I have like 4 or 5 oak trees and then 2 of the birch trees, just to even it out and give it a little bit of a pop here with the different color leaves. So, and then the outside here, I moved that tree because it was bumping up against the wall, but I kept everything else pretty much the same out here. So not really much change to here. Let me set the time to days so we can see how it looks during daytime. Alright, so this big tree here is kind of blocking the way if you want to look at it from like, say over here. You want to look at it over here. You can't really look at it too well because that tree is kind of blocking out some of the way. You can't get a nice read on it here. So here's how it looks kind of from a distance. I like this. I like how this looks from back here. I think it looks really different. I think it kind of fits with the rest of the theme of the castle. Plus it's a green space. The other idea I had was to make this a walkway that would connect back over here to this tower, but I thought against that because it would be more gray, and I didn't really want to put more gray in an already very, very gray and very wood-colored build. I think a little bit of splash of color here will kind of differentiate this part. And plus, what it does for me is it kind of blends in with the forest here, so you kind of really can't see where the forest begins and the castle starts. So it's kind of an optical illusion a little bit of, okay, where does this all end and where does this all begin? Where's the wall? You know, of course you know where the wall is. It's right here. But I like this idea because it kind of connects all of this area out here where all these trees are to this area where this big tree is, and you kind of get this big arch of trees. And maybe I haven't really been keeping too much track of the video. I don't know if he's harvesting these or not, but you know, you can put some more trees out here and kind of have like a forest on the outside, and then your main hub area here is inside. So that was just my thought. Oh, I wanted to show one more thing I forgot to mention. There's a little waterfall here. I put this in just for aesthetic looks. The source block is back here, and it kind of comes down and goes down to 1 block below where the earth is, and 2 torches here just for a nice little illumination effect. This is kind of optional. I put this in just because I wanted to see how it would look. I'm okay with it, but if you want to, you can always just kind of block this up and then even it out. I just think it looks nice to kind of break up the back wall here. Otherwise, this is a very gray corner over here, and the blue from the water makes it look a little nicer. I think because you have a little bit of blue, you have lots of green shades, some whites, the brown from the wood, you know, different patterns on the different colored of stone bricks and cobblestone and whatnot. I just think the whole thing really looks nice, especially when you get these flowers in here too, because they add a little bit of color, and even the bushes and the mushrooms that I put in here, they all, I think, give it a real natural feel. So I hope this is kind of useful. I know it's probably not going to be, you know, if it does somehow inspire something, it's not going to look exactly the same. That's cool. I don't have any problem with that. You know, obviously, I just think, you know, I just wanted to kind of spark an idea maybe and see if I can't give a suggestion here for something that's really, really different. I don't think anyone else has probably come up with the idea of kind of making like a hillside, but a hillside that's almost bisected by these 2 outer walls. I think it's I think it's kind of unique in a way that it's not something you would probably see in a lot of other builds, and I think it's a lot better than probably the earlier greenery ideas that I had for the giant fountain. I do like the giant fountain, but I think ultimately this turned out to be a better fit, and I think that will fit nicely as a green space if you want to use it. So that's all for me. thanks for watching, everybody who watched this, especially if B-Dubs watches this. I don't know if he will. It's his call. I'm not gonna beg and plead, but thanks for watching. I hope you guys like it. I hope even if even if it wasn't directed to you and you're inspired by it to build something, I hope that's the case, because I want everybody to be inspired to build. Not just one person, not just two people, but everybody. I want everybody to be inspired to build and be a great builder, and not build cobblestone pillars into the sky, because that nobody likes those. But but thanks for watching, everybody, and as always, good luck, good mining, and I'll see you guys in the next video. So see you later.